Greetings, I'm Professor Hobo, and welcome to another, you got it, HOBOTECH News product review. Today we have the cute little Jackery Explorer 160 portable power station, aka
solar generator.
This is what I call a micro portable power station, and it does, like all Jackery products, have a regulated 12-volt output. This is on a special deal for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Really dirt cheap, makes a great holiday gift, a stocking stuffer, because look how small this is. You probably could put it in someone's stocking, maybe somebody with really big feet. And we're going to be giving one of these away at the end of the video. Let's check it out. All right, let's see what's in the box of the Jackery Explorer 160. Looks like they include a bag with all the adapters already inside of it for you. Check that out. And of course, the product itself. To give you an idea how small this thing is, that's a bottle of water. This thing is really small. In the soft case, they include, this is the AC wall charger, which will charge it at its 42 watt rate. This is the DC charger, which will charge it at its 42 watt rate from your car, truck, van, or RV. And here's the DC output, which you can plug right here and plug in your 12 volt device. And of course, all Jackery Explorers contain the cute little Jackery shaped warranty card. And we have the user manual. All right, it tells you it does have low and high temperature alarm. It does have an LED flashlight. Gives you some charge times, how to recharge it from a wall, car, or solar panel. Safety instructions, and all the other disclaimer type stuff. The warranty and the specifications for those of you who want to see the specs. Note, it does say the Explorer 160 will be automatically turned off in 6 hours when being drained under 10 watts. So just like the other current Jackery products, all of them will shut off after 6 hours if the load's under 10 watts. Now, the original old versions of this and the 240 used to shut off after 3 hours. There was a lot of feedback, so Jackery went in and they changed the software in here so that it only shuts off after 6 hours. That's all she wrote. Here are the quirks and features of the Jackery Explorer 160. So it does have a battery capacity of 167 watt hours, and it uses NMC lithium-ion technology, which is guaranteed for at least 500 cycles to 80% capacity. What that means is you could fully charge and discharge this at least 500 times before it will reduce its capacity down to 80%. That does not mean after 500 cycles the battery is dead or the device stops working. It just means you lose the top 20% of the capacity of the battery. Now, this little guy is 7.4 inches by 4.5 inches by 6.7 inches at a measly 3.8 pounds. I think a large order of McDonald's fries weighs more than this. Well, this is a nice compact package. This is all PVC. There's no metal involved. The inputs and outputs are all on the front except for the inverter, which is over here on the side, and then there is a flashlight on the other side. Now, I know most of you are going to get this just for the flashlight. This does have Jackery's typical, really high-quality backlit display that shows the exact state of charge for the battery and input and output watts. Now, the inverter on this is small, just like this. It's 100 watts, is a modified sine inverter with a 150 watt peak. Yes, this is a modified sine, unlike its bigger brothers, but you have to expect that at this price point. This does also have a PWM solar controller in it, not an MPPT, which means it does charge slower and it is very voltage specific. We'll get into some of that testing here in a bit. There are 3 ways to charge this, from 12 volts, solar, and of course you can plug it into your wall. Now, the claimed charge time on this is 5 hours from 12 volts, 5 hours from AC, plugging it into your wall, and 8 to 10 hours from solar. Again, Jackery is being conservative with their numbers because I've been able to charge this consistently in about 4 hours with the included AC or DC charger. And with the 60 watt Solar Saga panel from Jackery, I can charge this pretty easily in 6 hours. Now, this does have a single 12 volt output on it. It does require an adapter to plug it in and turn it into a 12 volt socket. This is rated at 7 amps. This has 3 USB outputs on it, 2 regular USB-A and 1 USB-C, which is rated for 15 watts. Note there is a 30 watt max from all 3 USB ports, so if you have all 3 of them in use, the most power you're going to pull is 30 watts. That's typically lets you charge 2 devices at maximum speed or 3 devices at a little bit slower speed. This does feature a LED flashlight. It's not very bright, but hey, it gets you around in the dark. And like all Jackery products, this offers a 2-year limited warranty from Jackery, and they are based in California, so no problems with doing returns, no shipping anything back to China. So of course I put the 160 through a barrage of tests. First I did a battery capacity test. So we have a brand new out of the box Jackery Explorer 160. And we're gonna go ahead and do a maximum discharge. You can see the starting voltage is 13.3 volts with no load. $142.19 watt hours, 11.34 amp hours. Took 1 hour and 39 minutes. As you can see, I was able to pull 142 watt hours from the claimed 167 watt hours. That gives you an 85% capacity, which is pretty standard for the market. The battery control module in this only allows the battery to discharge to about 90%, so it saves that bottom 10% in reserve to extend the battery life. I also did a DC output check to make sure that the rated 7 amps was able to be pulled from the 12 volt socket. And there's the proof. We're pulling 7.25 amps from the 12 volt. As I mentioned before, the 12 volt output on this is regulated at 13.3 volts. And I did a sine wave check on this, even though Jackery does say it is a modified sine. I checked it anyway, and as you can see, this is not a smooth curve. That is a modified sine wave. Then again, at this price point, you can't really expect a pure sine inverter. I also did an inverter capacity test to see if this was under or overrated for 100 watts. Let's go ahead and do the inverter test. We're going to go ahead and run over 100 watts and see how it handles it. So we're pulling around 120 watts, 130 watts. Been doing this for a couple of minutes. So the inverter on this really is just fine for 100 watt load. It does peak at 150, but you don't buy a little tiny Jackery like this for its inverter. So we're gonna call that a good test. I also did a pass-through charging test to determine if you can charge the Jackery Explorer 160 while you are using it to charge other devices, and I had some interesting results. All right, big question. Can the Jackery Explorer 160 be charged while it's in use? Well, sort of. We have the DC port on right now, 12 volt DC, and we have the USB port, and we have the inverter on running this hair dryer at a low setting without heat. Watch what happens when I try to charge it. The DC shuts off for the 12 volts. See? The USB keeps going, and the inverter keeps going, but you cannot charge this while you're using the 12 volt DC output at the same time. Now, while you're charging this from any source that's 12 volt solar or AC, you can still use the USB outputs and the inverter output, but you cannot use the regulated 13 volt output on this. I also did a max rate charge test, which allows us to see how fast can you theoretically charge this from any source. At 11.1 volts, it does start to charge at 21 watts. 12.6, we're up to 40 watts. That's going to be your standard lead acid battery charge there. So driving in your vehicle, you can expect 43 watts of charging at 13.5 volts. 14.6, we're up to 47 watts of charging. At 15.9, we're at 51 watts of charging. 16.8, 54 watts of charging. So we're up here at a solar panel level. 18.3, it drops down into the dirt. So just like the other Jackery Explorer products, it prefers a mid-16 voltage for its maximum charge rate. So we have 54 watts here. As you can see from the results, we were able to pull 54 watts between 16 and 17 volts. This means it is possible to charge this in as fast as 3.5 hours if you can pump enough amps into the 16 to 17 volt range sweet spot. I also did a USB output rate check on this USB-C port, which is not really a power delivery port. It only gives out 5 volts at 3 amps. As As you can see, I'm pulling almost 3.5 amps at 5 volts, so it works sufficiently, no problem. So what do I like about the Explorer 160? That 12 volt regulated output is just fantastic for something of this size and price range. And I also like for this price range that you get Jackery's top of the line screen, which shows you exact battery percentage and input and output watts. My third favorite feature is the price. This thing is really affordable, especially when it's on sale. And who doesn't like this cute little flashlight? Aww. So what do I don't like? The fact it's missing a real power delivery port. I hope that's going to be in the next version. I really would like if this would have had a pure sine inverter, maybe 150 watts instead of the modified sine at 100 watts. Just would make this more usable for AC power. But then again, the battery in this is so small, you're not going to really be able to run too much off of this for a very long time using AC power. Maybe a small fan, netbook, or a small laptop, something like this, under 100 watts. But the fact it is modified sine might scare some people. It shouldn't really be a problem in most cases. So what about that price? Well, this is usually $135.99 after HOBOTECH discount, but there's a better Black Friday deal today and on Cyber Monday we'll go over here in a minute. Now the main competitor for this is the HOBOTECH 166 watt hour that I did a review on recently, and it has an almost identical capacity to this. It does have a better lithium iron phosphate battery than this, but it doesn't have a regulated 12 volt output or USB-C, and has a very, very basic screen. And that's $119.95 with the current coupon that they offer on Amazon. Now, if I had to choose between this or the HOBOTECH, I would still take the Jackery, because I only cycle down these micro power stations to about 50% and then I recharge them. I never run them all the way down and kill them, because that's horrible for the battery. If you only run this down to about 50% before recharging, you'll get well over 1,000 cycles out of this. At least 3 years of use out of this before the battery capacity drops to 80%. So having a lithium iron phosphate and something this small really isn't a big deal. I mean, after 3 or 4 years, aren't you going to just want to replace this and buy something better anyway? Because in 3 or 4 years, the market's going to be completely different. So who is this aimed at? Now, I know a lot of you are going to see this as way too small, the inverter's useless, it doesn't have quick charge. You're going to make a lot of complaints in the comments. I get it. This is aimed more towards a power pack replacement. Like, instead of carrying one of those little tiny USB power packs, which you can only charge USB, you can carry around something like this, really small, still get a usable AC outlet, still get really good USB, and that regulated 12 volt can be really handy at something this size. So I think anybody who has just minimum power requirements, they want to charge some USB devices, they want to charge their tablet, maybe they have a small laptop or something, this might be perfect for you. And at this price point, they make great gifts. So during this holiday season, if you're looking for a great gift, you really can't beat one of these, because they do come in handy for a lot of uses. So what would be the recommended solar panel for the 160? Well, I would suggest the Solar Saga 60 solar panel by Jackery, because it's completely compatible with this and will charge it up pretty quick. Now, you can still use the 100 watt Solar Saga, which is a lot more expensive, but this is only going to charge at a max rate of 50 watts anyway. You're just going to be wasting all that extra power. And yes, you can plug a 200, 300, 500 watt solar panel into this as long as it's under 20 volts, and it won't have any problems charging this. You'll just be wasting all that extra power. Now for the special. The Explorer 160 is on lightning deal both today on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday for $117.99. Now that is killer. It makes a perfect gift for the holidays, and like I said, you can probably shove this in just about anyone's stocking if they have really big feet. But wait, there's more. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we're giving one of these away to one lucky person. So how do you enter the giveaway? First, make sure your subscription status is not set to private. Now you can do this by going to the link below in the description that says youtube.com/account_privacy. When you go onto that screen, when you're logged into your account, there's a checkbox that says, keep all my subscriptions private. Make sure you uncheck that box before you enter. Now this is only used so Jackery can verify you subscribe to their channel. You can set this setting back to private after the giveaway is over. Step 2 is to subscribe to the Jackery Inc. YouTube channel. The link for that is also below. Step 3, leave a comment below in this video and this video only that's non-offensive, that has the word Jackery in it. Jackery. You can use uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. My computer is going to pick the winner, so it doesn't matter what you say as long as you use the word Jackery. That's going to make the third and final step for the official entry for this giveaway. The winner is going to be chosen on Cyber Monday, December 2nd. Now, the Amazon link to the Explorer 160 is in the description, and there is a code down there that you can use outside of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, because obviously this video is going to be on YouTube forever, and anybody who's watching this video months or even years from now, hopefully that code will still work. So that code for the regular discount of 15% off is in the description. So keep an eye out for those lightning deals. The lightning deal is going on today for the Explorer 160 for $117.99, and it also goes on again on Cyber Monday for, again, $117.99. So you got 2 chances to hit this up on a lightning deal and 1 chance to win. So thanks for watching, and if you learned something, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below, and if you're not a subscriber already, you know what to do. That's it for now. Till next time.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe, and clean my litter box.
What is this, Air Force Day? This thing is cute. It's a micro ultra portable. It's now we got jets going over. Winds are blowing. I have to scratch this whole beginning. Hey, thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, share, and like. And we'll see you guys next time. Say hi, Odin.
Harvey Golf Guy, hat.